Hello and welcome to Nintendo Pals, your weekly dive into all things Nintendo with a couple of friends. Tonight, we will be attempting to ba-ding, wah, 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 wah. Ow, 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 ow. And talking the latest Nintendo news and games we're playing, of course. Micah, are you ready to start the episode?
Yep.
Greetings, fellow Nintendo Pals. My name is Andros. I am one of the hosts of the Nintendo Pals podcast. And I am joined by my fellow Nintendo Pal, Micah.
Yep.
And Micah, I gotta ask, how the heck are you?
Doing pretty good.
Well, that's good to hear. We started recording. Micah sent me the info, and I was in the middle of filming TikToks. And I was too lazy to change. So you have me in full Tingle cosplay. Whoa, that's right. Even the pants. And these
Thank
shorts? Shorts? Would you consider these shorts just really short shorts?
Yeah, they're. I don't know if I would consider them shorts anymore.
Yeah, they're. It's okay. There's pants underneath, and the nice thing.
Pants.
Yeah, they're spandex pants. They're loose on me, so I guess that's. What are we doing here? What am I doing here? Yes, if you haven't already, check out Andros1 on TikTok, where I moonlight as Tingle. I've been making a lot of TikTok content. It's slowly trickling over to YouTube too, as I figure out how to navigate the copyright system, where TikTok has a lot more music available than YouTube. So it's like having to pull off the music and edit things to be right. So yeah, fun stuff. Michael, what have you been up to? What were you doing before we started recording?
Not much.
Oh, that's right. You hurt yourself.
Yeah. Well, I've been consistently hurting myself for a couple of months now, I think.
Yeah.
Some old tendinitis.
Yeah. And I mean, you do a lot of rock climbing lately. That is usually pretty brutal on the body.
When it all started.
Is it?
Yeah.
It sucks because it can be it is such a good workout, and it's really good for like all muscles in your body, but it's so easy to hurt yourself while doing.
Sure.
But yeah, that's no fun.
I should probably take breaks and whatnot, but I figure with Thanksgiving coming up, I'm going to be visiting family, so I might as well just take a break then. It's probably not what I should be doing because it's been consistently getting worse.
Huh. Well, you know what might make you feel a little bit better? 5-star reviews. 5-star reviews of Nintendo Pals podcast. On out there, listener, if you have not yet left us a 5-star review on your podcast listening app of choice, do it. That's all I have to say about that. Apple, Podchaser, Spotify, Audible, all those places let you leave 5-star reviews. Helps boost our show in the search algorithms and makes us feel better about ourselves, which that positive mental affirmation could help Micah feel better.
Heal my body.
Yeah. Leave a 5-star review to heal Micah. Thank you. Any games you've been playing lately you want to highlight? Man, I've been.
Just trying to think. I haven't really played much. I played a little bit of Super Mario Party Jamboree for the
Oh,
first time.
yeah, and for the first time, you played it wrong.
Yeah, trying to lose. It was a very fun introduction to a lot of mini games. I was like, oh boy, this seems like it'd be a lot of fun to play, right?
Have you played it since?
I have not played it since actually.
Do you have more than just your Joy Cons? Because you could. That's like totally something I would bust out with the roommates.
I have just my 2 Joy-Con and then my 1 Pro controller.
Yeah,
But I think you
well, that's
need Joy-Con for
no, you
if
don't.
you have motion control stuff on at least, right?
Right? Yeah, but you can play with uh without, and so technically you have 3 controllers.
True.
So you could get a decent sized group going.
Yeah, I should do that actually.
Um, I was just gonna show and tell this. Look at this cool bomb that I got at Goodwill.
Nice.
Actually, we bought other things, and this was in our cart, and they're like, "You can just have that, man." It's
Even
like
better.
sweet, sweet. It's just a little tiny little bomb guy. I don't know what it's to, whatever, but it was very Goodwill, and I thought that'll be fun to have on my desk, and so it's chilling here next to my item block. Heck yeah, this thing's so cool.
Is also just like a small lamp.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's fun because you can punch it and it makes noises. It's so cool. I'm slowly accumulating all this stuff, and I don't have anywhere to put it. Like I stream from my living room kitchen area. This is all like one room, right? And so I don't have like a streamer room where I can like make cool, pretty shelves and put things on the shelves.
You just gotta turn your entire house into a cool streamer room.
Right. Everywhere is a cool streamer space. I mean, I've already got we put in, some friends of ours gave us some lights that they had that are, like, color changing because they didn't work for them. They needed more, and it didn't work on their Wi-Fi or whatever because they connect to an app to change the colors. So, that's pretty cool. Oh, blue, this light right here's red. It's all, like, disco-y in here today. It was for TikTok. It was for the TikTok. We were doing TikTok dance. Andros One, check it out on Andros One. I've been playing a lot of Vampire Survivors.
Oh, nice. The new Castlevania
There is a
stuff.
ton. There's like 30 new characters,
Yeah, that's
and
what I heard. Like just over 30.
you like unlock them progressively. So it in some cases you can get multiple unlocks at once, but a lot of them it's like you have to unlock this guy before you can get to this guy.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That way you actually play as all of them.
Yeah. But there isn't enough. There's only like one new map. And I feel like that's gotten old.
It's
And I
not,
just wish
yeah,
there were
not
more
enough new
levels.
content to justify playing
Yeah, but I
as
mean,
30 characters.
what really can you do in a Vampire Survivors? They all kind of end up being the same. So
Yeah,
level design's a little over, but it is a cool level. It has actual bosses from the games, from the Castlevania games that you have to like go and trigger to start fighting.
that's cool.
That's kind of fun, kind of cool. And some of the characters get unlocked from certain bosses being defeated by certain characters or with certain weapons. Anyways, I just unlocked Richter. I was like, that guy
Nice.
from Smash Bros.
That really annoying guy from Smash Bros.
You don't like Richter?
I don't like facing Richter.
That's fair.
Got too many ranged attacks.
Yeah. Well, that's how it be in Vampire Survivors as well. He has like an extra. He starts with one of those arcanas, just like already there, and it's basically the one that powers up all of the base weapons, which are just Castlevania weapons. Essentially, it's like the cross and the Bible and all these.
The axe.
Yeah. Yep. So that's been fun. I've been having fun with that. I feel like I play like a round or two, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done for today. Don't wanna.
Yeah,
play
it's
anymore.
not really something you play for like 5 hours.
No.
Straight.
Besides that, also played some Mario Party. Reverse Mario Party. I got invited to Will's birthday stream, Fedorable Will. Shout out to Fedorable Will. Everybody should check out his stuff. But got invited to that, and we played bingo with Mario Kart, and it ended up being a ton of fun. It was really fun. I think in most of the rounds, I got the most spaces, but I could never secure a bingo. I was the only one who didn't get a bingo. It's like
That's rough.
this stinks. But it was fun. I still had a blast. Great group of guys there that I got to play with. And then last thing to highlight that I played is I went back to the Iron Bros Challenge. Derusting. I did
Steady
really
new
bad.
record, right?
I did really bad
Like 4.
derusting. But then on the last stream, I got my PB again of 7.
Nice.
The goal is 50, by the way.
Yeah, but like, not only do you have to be really good, you also have to be really lucky to get to 50. Because some levels are just
I lost
pick a
that.
pipe and see if you die.
I lost the run to a pick a pipe.
I hate that. The only reason they have such a terrible win record is because it's not even fun to play. Nobody like cares to guess pipes 50 times in a row.
Yeah. Yep. So that's been fun going back to that. I am having fun with it. First stream I did of it, I was like, I see why I stopped trying at this. This sucks. This is horrible. But then I'm back at it.
Yeah, I think I only tried like one session of that before I was like, sometimes people make dumb levels.
Maybe you and me need to do like or we can get like a group together to do like a race of it.
See who can get the furthest.
In like an hour or 2 hours.
Could be interesting.
Could be fun.
Could be terrible.
It could be just real unlucky. Yeah, so that's what I've been playing, and not much else to highlight. Did you pick up Brothership?
Not yet.
Are you planning on picking it up still?
Oh, definitely at some point. Might wait a little closer to Christmas time.
In case it's a gift of some kind, potentially.
Well, maybe potentially, but mostly because Costco will probably have extra good gift card sale around that time. It's not too uncommon.
Oh, really?
Plus, I figure, I mean, because they're always like 5% off, I think. But sometimes they're
at Costco.
Or maybe they're always like 10% off. But sometimes they're 20%. I can't remember. Sometimes they're.
I saw it because I went to Costco this week and saw that they do carry it. It was 52, which I don't know what that is discount.
Wait, Brothership? Just
the
game? So that's also discount.
Yeah. Oh, were you talking getting eShop gift cards?
Yeah, the eShop gift card. And
see, now that's probably the way to do it. Is you go to Costco and get, because I think those are available now, like all the time. They have.
Yeah, they have a discount all the time. Sometimes they bring it a little more.
It's like $100 of eShop credit for 80, I think.
That's like the special. I think it's usually for 90s where you can always get it for, but sometimes they have for more off.
Okay. And so then you get that. You go buy the voucher.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you end up getting both games. We talked about this. We
did
several weeks ago. So you end up getting both games for 40.
Yeah. Plus, I'm going to be like kind of busy the next like month or two. So I'm not really in like a huge rush.
Yeah.
To have games to play. So
you'll probably
I might as well wait.
You probably wait
a sale
to pick it up like January time period.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So look forward to our coverage of Brothership next year.
Yeah, that and Echoes of Wisdom. I still definitely gotta get that too.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason I haven't finished it still. I haven't been drawn back to it yet. I want to, but
Here, I was thinking you were a Zelda fan.
apparently I'm only a Link fan. Just kidding. No, I was having fun with it. It's I just switched things up for streaming, doing different games for stream. Because typically I don't do just like streaming of a regular game. I did do it for that, and so then I got into this weird state of like, oh well, should I just finish it on stream? And then like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And then I just haven't had time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to sit down and commit to play. It's not like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, where I feel like you can make like little bursts of progress. It's more like a traditional Zelda game, so you got to carve out hour or two to play.
You don't necessarily want to stop in like the middle of a dungeon because then you like forget.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All those factors. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for games I'm playing. And we'll be on the lookout for deals. I think next episode we will be covering Black Friday deals. We'll talk about a little bit here, but we'll be closer to time, and I think we'll have more info on what individual stores are doing for Nintendo deals. But for the time being, let's jump over to the Nintendo news. I figured I wasn't sure if you were on the button, so I stalled as long as possible for you.
Always ready.
You're welcome. Alrighty. So we got a lot to talk about. And I guess what we can talk about here is one of the things that I'm most excited to talk about. Super Nintendo World had another direct. What a world that we live in, where we've had multiple Super Nintendo World directs with Miyamoto, showing off the new Donkey Kong Land expansion for the park there in Japan, which opens up in December, and will be opening up in the U.S. in Florida in May of next year. Right? Yes.
Probably.
And they didn't show the ride. Did you watch the direct?
Of course I watched the direct.
Yeah. So they showed the coaster going up and then it cuts off. And it's like, this is all we can show for today. And I'm like, you're kidding me. I wanted to see the roller coaster. But they showed the park area. It's got a lot of that interactivity that you have with like the Magic Bands, which I happen to have a Toad one right here. The Magic Band.
It's right over there.
That you can you can punch blocks or collect letters like in Donkey Kong Country. And they've got some mini game type things like what we did at Nintendo World in California. So it looks really cool. The Donkey Kong character meet and greet looks really cool. He looks really good. I was like, dang, they did a good job with that one. It's the first time ever that Donkey Kong has had hair. And it's not just been a texture. So yeah. Anything from that you want to highlight?
Well, I was just curious, how much do you think they're going to charge for that hot dog?
16 to 20.
I was like, it looks pretty good, but also have a feeling I will never buy it.
Yeah, that's my guess. 22 to account for inflation.
Oh yeah, by the time
it opens.
Smart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and didn't they have like a special like ice cream thing?
Yeah, the DK Crush Sundae.
That looks pretty good.
I was like, yeah, I mean that looks pretty cool. It comes in a cool DK like mug thing that would be cool to collect.
So we meeting up in May. We're going to check this thing out.
Oh, there's definitely a chance.
Nintendo needs to get in contact with us or Universal or whoever to
Yeah,
go there. We'll do the
all
preview or
expenses
whatever.
paid.
All expenses paid. No, I'll do it for free if they put us in. If they get, I would pay admission or whatever to get an early preview. I would do whatever
Yeah,
for
just
that.
be like, yeah, everything's like empty,
Yeah.
no lines.
Heck yeah, I'd pay for that. If I wonder if they will do like an early press release.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Let's become press. I mean, we are. We talk about Nintendo all the time. We've done more reporting on Nintendo World than any podcast I've ever heard talk about Nintendo stuff. Sorry, guys. I mean, other people have talked about it, but not as much as us. Because I'm a fan. I'm a fanatic. I love theme parks. And it's not often you get a Nintendo fanboy and a theme park fanboy.
True.
But here I am, once again, torn into pieces. What else we got in the news, Micah?
It's a good question. I don't think we.
Quiet. That was so quiet.
Yeah, it was way quiet. I forgot I usually turn the volume up for that one because it is way quiet. I don't think we mentioned that the Switch 2 or whatever it's going to be called is backwards compatible.
Yes.
That has been officially announced.
Which is great news. There was everybody hopes, right? But I think there's always the fear that Nintendo gonna Nintendo, and everyone. I mean, most of their systems are backwards compatible, but the Switch wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was just the Switch, pretty much.
GameCube wasn't.
At least newer.
Backwards
Recently,
compatible.
Yeah. Everything like Wii and after, except for the Switch, have all been, right? I guess that's not that many things. That's just the Wii and the Wii U. It's like two things. Think about it.
Wasn't the Super Nintendo backwards compatible? No, it's not. You can't play Nintendo games on a Super Nintendo. What am I saying?
I guess yeah. I guess
all their
handhelds.
All their handhelds.
Yeah.
So yeah. Game
I thought there
Boy
was like
Color,
a third console in there somewhere.
Game Boy Color could be played on a Game Boy Advance. And Game Boy Advance could be played on a DS. DS could be played on 3DS. Then there was the DSi where you couldn't play Game Boy Advance games. That was lame. Like what? But it did have a camera. So that was your trade-off. You're getting a camera at the sacrifice of the entirety of your Game Boy library. Also, it had a Game Boy slot, but it couldn't. Or it had a Game Boy Advance slot, but it couldn't play Game Boy games. Where like the Game Boy Advance could. I feel like that was just a little bit further, and it could have. Like just a little bit more, and it could have just fine. But whatever. Now everything's just digital anyway, and we can just buy Nintendo Switch online, and you get access to oodles of those games. Yeah, that's exciting news. Sad bit of news here from the Go Nintendo. From Go Nintendo. That is Yasuaki Iwata has left Nintendo. And Iwata's been a key and pivotal player for Nintendo music composing. So he's worked on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Breath of the Wild, and more. So sad to lose him, but hopefully he's moving on to work on other projects or a happy retirement. I'm not sure what, but he just has announced it. That was back in he left back in July, and it's just being officially announced now. So there you go.
So there you go.
It is what it is. What next?
We got a pre-order bonus for Donkey Kong Country Returns HD at GameStop.
Oh boy.
And it is a DK Barrel pen holder, which is pretty cool.
It does look pretty cool.
Pretty sure that's not out yet, right? When does that actually release?
Next year, I think.
Oh, is it really? Oh, okay. I was like looking at it, and I was like, man, this would be really embarrassing if this came out like 2 days ago and I'm announcing it.
No, it's Donkey Kong Country Returns Switch release date. January.
Okay, so
January 16th.
Right at the start of next year.
I don't even want this game, but I want that pre-order bonus.
Oh yeah, the pre-order bonus is pretty cool.
It's actually that's actually a really cool little Donkey Kong Barrel cup. In some exciting news, Wii Sports was added to the Nintendo Music app, featuring the main theme and several of the iconic tracks from Wii Sports.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool, but there was like so much other music I'd rather have.
No, man.
No offense to Wii Sports music fans.
No. Wii Sports is like iconic music. You have to remember just how many copies of this game sold.
I mean, yeah, it is iconic, but I just want Golden Sun. I don't know if that will ever happen.
On the priority list.
I want it so bad.
Though. I know, but it's so low on the priority list.
Music. Hey, they had it on NSO. I think there's a chance.
Oh, it's coming for sure, but I just don't think it's quite as high up on the list to come. Need some, and don't we need more Metroid? And we need.
Oh yeah, I mean, we got most of the good stuff from original Prime. But I think that's the only Metroid. Maybe they have some of the 2D ones, but I don't remember.
Here's a fun story. Nintendo sues streamer of emulated pre-released games. The story comes from 404 Media. Essentially, this streamer would go out and pirate and emulate games and stream them before they were released, and taunted Nintendo. Every time his channel got shut down, he would just make a new channel and would just like kind of channel hop, ban evading. And Nintendo, and he's like, "You can't stop me. I'll just make new accounts." He like I think he like went out and was like, yeah, he's the streamer who opened new channels when Nintendo shut them down said he can do this all day. Actually, you can't because he's being sued, and it's just, I don't know what to say.
Go out your way and taunt him. Like
I think this is a classic example of play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Oh, absolutely.
He could totally have gotten away with this if he didn't stream it and then taunt Nintendo, right? Like in the grand scheme of things, playing a pirated early version of a game, one guy doing that is like not Nintendo's not going to chase you down and sue you, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're out flaunting it, it's just so dumb. It's just really dumb. I don't know what to tell you, guy. It's like that was sue me, huh? Okay, we will. It's like what? He found out. He found out. That's for sure. That's good. good story. I don't know. It's like I don't want people to be sued, but he didn't exactly make it easy to be on his side there. What else we got in the news, Micah?
Just news that Nintendo apparently likes to wait on games before releasing them. Mario Brothership was rated 301 days before release.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that news item.
But
What?
apparently Fire Emblem Engage was rated 515 days before release.
Why did they sit on those so long?
I mean, I don't know if they necessarily have to be like 100% completed to be rated.
They have to be at least
like
close to done, right?
Yeah, it seems like that this would be pretty far along.
That's wild. What?
I mean, this is according to the German rating board, the USK. But yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah. Everybody suspected that, though, that they were sitting on games, which means that it's only a matter of time before Wind Waker HD is coming to Switch. I believe. Still, I hold hope.
Yeah, look, I just get a little more context. Looks like the average is like between 100 and 150 days, because I'm sure they then have to like produce them and whatnot.
Right.
So it's not like.
How does that not get leaked?
Crazy longer? Yes, seriously though.
Nintendo has as much stuff has been leaked and grief that they've gotten for it. It's like they've got stuff on the lockdown.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good.
They're one of the few companies that can still surprise people with an announcement, and not only surprise them with an announcement, but surprise them with a pretty quick turnaround on release after announcement. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of companies announce things that are surprising, but they're not even started on the thing yet.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we're going to start
Elder
making
Scrolls
this game
6?
in 6 months.
Yeah.
To 5-10 years in Elder Scrolls 6 case. When's there like, don't they have a release window when they're talking about it's like 2031 or something?
I'll look it up here on the side. Elder Scrolls 6 release date. (2026), I think was the time that I'm seeing.
That's not so bad.
It's horrible. Didn't they announce that like last year?
Well, I mean, we all knew there would be another one after Skyrim did so well, so that's essentially when it was announced.
Did we? Did we all know that it would get another one? With how many times they re-released Skyrim?
Absolutely.
I just kind of assumed they were going to do that until they ran that.
Elder Scrolls 6 is actually just a code name for
Skyrim,
a new remastered Skyrim.
I hope that they just drop assets onto Starfield. It's just Starfield, which apparently has gotten mucho improved since its release, which seems to be how a lot of these companies are rolling things out nowadays.
Yeah, a little bit.
It comes out
the potato physics were good right off the bat.
Right. Yeah, potato physics.
You know those videos of people like just filling their vaults with potatoes?
Yes. Yeah.
So good.
So great. In other third-party news update, we have Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D review scores out now.
Yeah, they're looking pretty fantastic. Except for a couple.
And is it IGN?
It actually is not. Where is IGN on this list? They didn't even send them a copy to review. I think I'm blind. I don't see IGN on this list at all. Yep, not there.
That is out now. Okay. I'm like, I swear it was releasing sometime in the very, very near future. So that's out now. And everybody says that these games are awesome. So this is a remake of 1 and 2, right? Or is this 3? 3 is out. Yeah. No.
This is
This is
3. And then 1 and 2 are coming out afterwards, but that's actually kind of the order you should play it in or something.
Right, because 3 is a
being
prequel.
like, yeah, okay. I remember being so confused why they did it this way, and then they explained.
Because they pulled a Star Wars.
Yeah.
Before Star Wars, right? Didn't this come? Well, no, Star Wars came out way before this. What am I saying? Well, no, they didn't. The sequel trilogy that was a prequel didn't come out. Never mind. I'm right.
Well, you said it both ways at this point, so you got to be right at least one of the two ways.
Exactly. Is there any other news items? Oh, let's talk about Nintendo's official Black Friday stuff. So Nintendo has announced their official Black Friday deals, and for those, Black Friday is not a worldwide thing, is it? Maybe it is. I don't know if that's just US based.
I think it's US based because it has to do with Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's slightly related.
So potentially this news only applies to our US audience, but could apply elsewhere. We don't know. We are uninformed, and we apologize for that. So what we have announced so far, these are the sales that Nintendo official has suggested to the market. So you can get this is the price you can get them from Nintendo. You want to work down the list here? First up,
Tears of the Kingdom for $50. That's a voucher price.
Which you could get the game with voucher.
Yes.
Right? So
now you can get it physical for voucher price if you want.
That's pretty good. You think, oh, that's $10 off? No, because Tears of the Kingdom is actually a $70 full-priced game.
They're one and only, I think.
I think that is the only one on Switch. That is that price. Then you have Super Mario Maker 2, Animal Crossing's New Horizon, Pikmin 4, Nintendo Switch Sports, Kirby and the Forgotten Land will all be on sale for $39.99.
That's not bad.
$20 off those, just like Tears of the Kingdom, $20 off that.
But they got Super Mario Odyssey and Pikmin 1+2 on sale for $30.
That's pretty good.
So yeah, I think that's the lowest Odyssey has been.
Yes.
I think that has been lower.
I think you can get it lower at stores for moving inventory. I think that has been on super sale. But I don't quote me on that. I don't remember.
If you don't have it yet,
yeah. Like Pikmin 1 and 2, that's actually pretty cool to get both of those games for $30 on Switch. And you can also get $20 off select Joy-Con controllers and savings through games with holiday bundles. Basically, the regular Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle. I think with regular Switch SKU as well as OLED Switch.
Yep.
And yeah. That's so if you pick up those bundles, I guess I should also mention this. If you pick up the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle and the or the OLED, you also get a digital you get the 12-month Nintendo Switch Online individual membership. That is the standard, not the plus expansion pack. I feel like they should just throw in the expansion pack, man. That would make that such a good deal. It is already such a good deal. Get a free game.
Well, if you get the Nintendo Switch Lite Hyrule Edition, then you do get 12 months of NSL Plus expansion pack individual membership.
Oh, what? Why?
Which seems weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that is weird. But there you go. There's that. And then for some reason, so that's it as far as like official Nintendo announcements goes. You can also play. They also added this in here. From November 16th to the 17th, participating Target locations will be hosting live demos of Super Mario Party Jamboree. Like at the kiosks that are just at every store? Is that what they mean?
Yes, so.
They're only doing that for 2 days? What's
the rush?
Or on December 7th, you can enjoy Best Buy's Family Fun Day with an opportunity to experience Mario and Luigi Brothership, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, or Super Mario Party Jamboree and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Just Dance 2025. I don't know what this means. Is this
just more demos kind of a thing, I think?
I guess. But they're calling it Family Fun Day? Is there like food? It sounds like a work barbecue. Doesn't it not? That's like, oh hey, it's our family fun day. Bring your family. We're gonna have games and stuff. It's gonna be so fun. And then December 14th, GameStop will be doing the same thing, I guess. They're not calling it Family Fun Day though. They're just saying we're hosting demos of these games. Why? I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, but these are like these aren't like, hey, get an exclusive sneak peek at an upcoming title. These are games that are out. All of these games are out.
Just in time for children to ask parents to buy it for, or have Santa get it for Christmas.
Yeah, but December 7th and December 14th? That's crazy.
That's not a lot of time.
That's pushing the limits here. Anywho, that's what we have for the official, but there will be more deals. We have stuff coming in already for third party plus store exclusives. We're gonna look around and find the best deals and try and get those out on the podcast feeds before the holidays roll around, so that you at least have a little bit of help in finding some good deals. I'm excited. Black Friday always has some good stuff for gaming.
Yeah.
Even if you're not wanting to like spend a ton, if you go the Micah route and you go and buy gift cards on sale at Costco, the digital sales are all pretty good too. On just like indie games, you can get some pretty great sales on those. And with that, Micah, I think that's all the news. So let's move on down to the... Oh, nope, there's nothing in the rumor mill. Let's move on down to the secret segment. All right. I'm pulling it up here. Comes from a suggestion from Mugglemoo on Discord. And if you haven't yet, recommend checking out our Discord, going to the suggest a segment channel, and you can suggest your secret segment? This man, that's a tongue twister. This one is The Art of Zelda Dungeons. Explore the design of dungeons in the Legend of Zelda series, highlighting the best ones. What makes a Zelda dungeon great? And how has their philosophy changed from the beginning of the series to the end, to the current? What's your favorite dungeon? If you had to pick a favorite dungeon
Good question.
or
I
series of
don't
dungeons.
have favorites. I like them all equally.
I
Just like a parent.
just know that that's not true, though. I just know
What are you talking about?
because you've lamented certain dungeons in
Name
Ocarina of
one.
Time and
Oh yeah,
Wind
you mean
Waker.
every single
Not Wind Waker
Ocarina
and
of
Majora's
Time,
Mask.
every single Ocarina of Time dungeon you're talking about. Okay, yeah. I do remember that now.
Some of my favorite in the series are from Twilight Princess. I think that's one of the reasons I like that game. That I always go like, oh yeah, that game was super fun. I really like the City in the Sky dungeon where you end up getting the double claw shot and you get to be Spider-Man, just like to different locations, and it ends with a boss fight that uses the double claw shot.
Yeah.
In order to fight a dragon, essentially. It's pretty cool. That's a pretty good one. I have. I feel like I have good. Yeah, I like the Deku Tree in Ocarina of Time. It's like a classic dungeon.
It does have that good moment where you have to jump from the top to break the web.
Yeah,
Kind of cool in theory.
it's a pretty quick
Until you
dungeon.
miss it.
It's a pretty quick dungeon too. It's not like I feel like it's puzzly enough and not too long.
Too long. Yeah.
Because some of
So
the
you don't get
dungeons end up being way too long. Like the water temple in that game is so long.
As long as you don't get off the intended path, it's actually not too bad.
Yeah, but it's like easy
Then
to
if you
get off.
then if you get kind of lost a little bit, it's a pain in the butt to like remember where you were or what you're supposed to be doing.
Right. So those are some of my favorites off rip. I really like the light temple in Wind Waker.
Oh yeah, with the shields.
Yeah, where you get to use
Oh
the
yeah, I
shield
was gonna mention that one.
That's a great one.
I also like the one where you get the Gale boomerang. I think that's what it's called.
in
Just
Wind
a
Waker?
one. Yeah. Is that what it's called? Or maybe it's just a regular boomerang.
I don't remember that being in the game at all. It's been a bit. Though, so. Oh yeah. Because you have to like. Is that the same dungeon? Where you get the mirror shield and do that?
I don't think so. Maybe it's just called the boomerang. I was thinking it's called Gale Boomerang, at least one of them or something. Oh, okay, no, yeah, I guess. No, I made up the name. It's just called the Boomerang in Wind Waker.
It's just called the boomerang. The Gale boomerang is Twilight Princess.
Yeah, and it
that's
creates like
the one where it's like a tornado, and you can like that one. You can like multi-target, and it like goes to all these spots.
Yeah, Wind Waker does the same.
Yes, it does.
Because I like how you have to like target multiple vines and things to cause things to like fall and whatnot.
Yeah, I like the
boss.
In Ocarina of Time, there's is it the Spirit Temple? I think is what it is, where you basically are needing to switch back and forth between adult and child Link to complete the dungeon. And I think that one was a cool use of that mechanic.
Cool concept, but
it can be kind of annoying. Because don't you have to like completely leave to?
Yeah, I was like, I think you do. I remember it being just like a hassle to go and
Yeah. And then it ends with the twin Rova fight, which is pretty iconic with the witch sisters that dance around and
wait, which sisters? Comedy gold.
It is comedy gold. Um, Tears of the Kingdom. I really like the dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom. My favorite is probably the volcano
Interesting.
temple, but I think a lot of people
That
didn't
one's
like
my
that.
least favorite.
And
Like the pyramid in the desert, I think was my favorite.
that one's good too. They're all pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like the volcano one was just like so out, like in the open. It was so easy to just like cheese your way to anywhere you wanted to go
Maybe that's
instead
why
of
I
like
liked it.
taking the
Yeah,
Minecraft paths like you're supposed to. Like you could just
yeah,
do what you wanted,
yeah,
essentially.
yeah. You're so right. um, Probably the water temple is my least favorite of them because I just don't feel like it feels distinct enough in its theme.
Yeah, I feel
It
like the
has
build up to it was like kind of the best quest though.
Yes, and it has that like it has those uh water bubbles and low gravity
Yeah.
bits to it, which I think are really cool, but it just didn't feel quite as thematically different. Just like the wind temple, for example, has a very distinct look of like these like Viking ships, and everything has a very unique and distinct look, where that one didn't really look too different from just the regular sky islands that are all over the place,
Yeah.
which I think is a major problem in the Breath of the Wild dungeons, in that they all look exactly the same.
Oh yeah, and then the bosses are all very similar.
Not unique.
I
Yeah,
mean, they have different like styles of fighting and whatnot that make them different, but they all have the same
the same
art.
look. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't feel they don't feel distinct and unique enough. They're not memorable because they kind of all blend together.
not together.
Where
Yeah,
that isn't the case.
and they're still fun to fight, but
Yeah. Um and then of course the lead up in both games I think is the strongest dungeon. No, that's not true. But like going up Hyrule Castle in Breath of the Wild, which I would consider to be a dungeon to get to the final boss, that is a very good ending. I think Tears of the Kingdom's like final dungeon not quite as cool, but it's still really good. I still had fun with it.
I can like the depths area.
Yeah, I just don't
I
think it.
thought that was a cool lead up.
Yeah, I just don't think it is. It suffers from the same problem. It's not quite distinct enough to be like this is a different area from anywhere else in the depths, other than where it's located. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But then there's also the Minoru temple,
yeah,
which
true.
is not really a temple. It's like an open floor plan with like separate room things that you have to travel towards. That one's cool and unique. So I guess when it comes to philosophy, what makes a good dungeon to you? I think we've kind of hit on some points that I'll bring up, but I want to ask you first.
What points we've brought up, or what makes a good
No,
dungeon?
in your opinion, what makes a good dungeon?
It's gotta have some good puzzles, but I also don't want it to be too maze like. I don't necessarily want to be confused as to where I'm supposed to be trying to get to, which I feel like happened more in earlier games. I've like
Yeah.
the later like dungeons haven't been very long. They've all been pretty short. So you never really get lost in what you're trying to do.
Well, dude, like original Zelda just has
But
some
I
things where
feel
it's
like
like You just have to know. Like there's nothing there's no indicator or anything that this is where to go next. You just have to know where to go
Yeah,
next.
you just guess and check.
Part
But
of the
I do feel
gameplay
like some of the newer ones are a little shorter than I would like.
Oh yeah. They definitely post well, I'll talk about the history after, but I want to say what I think makes a good dungeon is for me theme, like having a unique and interesting theme, um, and it has to culminate in a boss battle that is fun and fits into that theme somehow.
Yeah.
I like it when there is a unique item or mechanic that you get that the dungeon is based around. But I also kind of have liked the new approach of not having items that you're reliant on to getting where you kind of have your whole arsenal off the
Yeah.
bat.
But I do miss that a little bit though, I think.
Yeah. I like them both, but yeah, I do like it when there's like, oh, you got to go to this dungeon to get this cool item, and when now you have this cool item, you can do so much more.
Yeah.
But then you get the what I would say is the Twilight Princess problem, where you have a lot of items and they are only useful in the dungeon that they were found in.
Yeah.
Like you're
A lot of
never
them you
gonna
don't
use that
really
again.
use much, except in
Um,
specific situations.
but then there's like the concept of like what Ocarina of Time does, and I think every Zelda up until yeah, they did it in they definitely did it in Skyward Sword, but like the final up until Breath of the Wild, the final dungeon is like a culmination of all of the dungeons. There's like elements of all of it. Like Ocarina of Time, it's
Yeah.
just straight up like there's the forest room. You're gonna have to use the things that you learned in the forest temple. There's the fire room to go things that you learned in the fire temple, right? And I think everything every game since then has done that where it's like kind of utilized all the items to some extent. Um, I like it when the final dungeon is Hyrule Castle. I don't know. There's just something fun about storming a castle. I like it. Have
I'm
fun
storming the
storming the
castle.
castle. Yeah, have fun storming the castle. What? There was something else I was going to say. Music, music. Like I feel like a unique vibe and atmosphere. So those are the things that I want.
Yeah.
And yeah, it needs to have puzzles that are interesting, unique, fun, but not tedious.
Yeah. And I feel like with like Tears of the Kingdom, like the build up quests to the dungeons were like kind of part of the dungeon themselves.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. In how has their design philosophy changed? In about the time period I'd say of Skyward Sword, they kind of took that approach. The world leading up to the dungeon entrance was a linear dungeon of sorts. And so they started doing that, and I feel like Tears of the Kingdom kind of perfected that a little bit. There's like the whole lead up sequence, and all of those were unique and interesting. Like climbing up the boats, figuring out how to endure all the cold before you actually got to the dungeon. That was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, the track up to the water temple was really interesting. The desert temple, you have that whole segment where you have to protect the town with like a
Yeah.
barricade and stuff.
Which I thought that was really cool, but also like it's really easy.
Yeah,
I
they
feel like I
should have.
didn't have to like do anything. Like,
That felt like this is such a cool concept. I wish that you could go back and do it again. Like,
yeah, I feel like it had so much potential too. Like, expand on that a little bit, make some sort of just like a little bit of a mini game kind of a thing.
yeah, make it like Hyrule Warriors. It's just that's what it is. No, it's more of a tower defense game.
Yeah.
And that's I think a mini game around that, a bigger mini game around that would be fun.
A
Or
medium game.
a medium game. Yeah, good call.
Like make Link's crossbow training, like that didn't have like a ton to it, but that's the amount of effort and resources and just expanding that.
Yeah.
Little Link's tower defense.
Yeah, I agree. So I think ultimately you have where they originated with their design principle was just this is a square map, and it's very similar to what a tabletop RPG, like move this many spaces this way to go through a door, and then you're in a new room and there's different things. Very basic, but new and exciting when it came out because video games were new and exciting, right?
Yeah.
And then as I guess the next iteration, the the temples were all 2D because the Adventure of Link, it was like it became like a platforming RPG. Cool idea, and unique. And then I guess they sort of moved more towards themed dungeons with a unique item inside that would give you the ability to fight a boss, and that's what you see out of like Link to the Past, and largely everything hasn't changed since then. They've done a lot of that where it's like themed area, you have the unique item in it, there's puzzles to solve to get to where the boss is. Um, you got to find the map and the compass to know where everything's at. And then they translated that to 3D. It translated very well. I mean, they could have done a bad job with that 3D transition, but I just feel like a game lent itself to being a good game to transition to 3D. Although you disagree because you don't like Ocarina of
Well,
Time or
some people
Majora's
might
Mask.
disagree. But did they transition to 3D as good as Risk of Rain did? Who knows?
I mean, yeah, Risk of Rain also came out way later.
Yeah.
Way later. Both their 2D and 3D games. Yeah, and then so from Ocarina of Time, you go to Majora's Mask, which I'd say that those dungeons are similar vibes. Although Majora's Mask does some cool stuff with their dungeons. They have that big small dungeon where you like have to
Actually,
find.
I don't know if I made it to that.
Oh yeah, I haven't made it to that, but I've watched gameplay of it,
Oh,
and
you said, oh, okay.
it's so cool. Yeah, and it's very trippy with like flip. It introduced the flipping the dungeon upside down so that you like things change, similar to what they do in Breath of the Wild. um,
Actually, yeah, I read the wild that I did like the like rotating
yeah,
generally. How you could rotate the dungeon. That
yeah,
was
or
pretty cool.
do something that would like change the whole layout. It did feel cool to be like climbing inside and uh playing in a giant mech.
Yeah.
It's cool concept. Um, so we got that, and then I think the next big shift that you really see, because I would say that Twilight Princess is probably like peak of that style, and that's because Wind Waker was rushed out, right? So they didn't have as many dungeons as they wanted, and so all of their concept dungeons ended up in Twilight Princess, and that's why Twilight Princess has so many dungeons. I don't know if you've counted up each of the games and how many dungeons there are. I think Twilight Princess still far and away takes the amount of dungeons because they did like I swear there's like 16. I may be exaggerating here, but I'm like just off memory. Well, I'm not even trying
I
to
mean,
list
because they
them.
usually have
So
like
many.
kind of the basic 3 dungeons, it seems like, and then like 8 main dungeons kinds of thing.
I want to say it's
Maybe it's
eight,
like yeah,
but I
but that
think
when I say it, it sounds like a lot.
yeah, it might be less than that. But I think they essentially just did two of the eight with Twilight
Yeah.
Princess. It's like it's just Yeah, very. So I feel like that's kind of where that, and then we saw a shift with Skyward Sword. Now, Skyward Sword had some cool dungeons in it too. I really liked the pirate ship dungeon, and then there was that also related to the Time Stone dungeon? I think those were related.
Yes.
It's like you get the Time Stone, and it makes time go back within that sphere. Like that. That's interesting and
I
cool.
have no recollection of that item at
No,
all.
no recollection. It
I
was
was
like
like, that sounds really cool.
it's a rock, and when you have that in place, everything within like a certain radius is back in time. And you activate that rock on a pirate ship, and then you are able to
I mean, that sounds awesome.
drive a pirate ship around. Yeah.
I'm surprised I don't remember that.
Time to get Skyward Sword HD. Play it again. But I feel like they were moving away from that more traditional style of dungeon and to a more like it's integrated with the lead up in the world to it, and less of a the dungeon starts when you enter the door and more
Because it used
of
to be like you essentially like reach the halfway point of the dungeon to get the item, and
mhm.
that lets you explore everything else. It's kind of like the halfway point of the dungeon is actually getting to the dungeon.
Yes. Yeah. And you can even see it in places where you're like, well, that wasn't a dungeon, like the Elden Forest in Skyward Sword. It's rooms. You can see, oh, this is where this room is, and this is where this room is, but it's all forest. So it feels like it's not, but it's very much a linear uh pre-dungeon to the dungeon. And then with Breath of the Wild, I feel like they were like, we're changing this up completely. And instead of having these big elaborate dungeons, they went the shrine route entirely. So
Yeah,
lots
so
of
like kind of individual rooms from dungeons.
yeah, lots of like micro dungeons with small reward, and then big dungeons for boss. But those were not nearly as big as any of the previous games. And I'd say Tears of the Kingdom is similar. The dungeons are more unique, but I'd say they're not that different in size and scope to Breath of the Wild. Maybe a little bigger,
Yeah,
maybe a little bigger
yeah,
feeling.
I agree with that. But yeah, not nearly
Less
as
tight
long.
and claustrophobic of a dungeon. Bigger dungeon, but with about the same amount of content. Yeah. So that's where we're at with the design philosophy, and I like it. I do think that we're missing out on that classic style, but Echoes of Wisdom kind of brings it back. And they've also released Link's Awakening, which remake of an old game, sure, but I I hope that we continue to see a 2D Zelda and a 3D Zelda being released
Yeah,
in cadences here, because both of them I feel like they continued the traditional Zelda formula with the 2D, and then are trying different new things with the 3D.
3D. Yeah, which I think the 3D lends itself better to that sort of just open-ended exploration kind of.
Yeah, although we do know that they had a working version of Breath of the Wild that was 2D,
Yeah,
which
the prototype.
yeah, which I would say Echoes of Wisdom appears to be similar to what that was, where it's like you can place items anywhere in the world and jump around and do things, but it's not quite as free as Breath of the Wild, but it is very free for a 2D Zelda game. So they aren't,
Yeah,
it's not like they're not pushing the boundaries where they can. What does the future of Zelda Dungeons hold?
it's anyone's guess.
Yeah. I I am kind of hopeful for just more Tears of the Kingdom. I really liked Tears of the Kingdom. Let's just do more with unique and interesting dungeons. Maybe they could be a little bit longer. The dungeons themselves could be a little bit longer and a little less easy.
Yeah, well, I feel like the problem with Tears of the Kingdom is like the fusing. Like, if you're creative enough, like you can do
Anything.
anything. Like you can like there's so many ways to like solve
Oh,
almost every puzzle,
you don't even have
and
to
you
be
could
that
just like skip
creative,
them.
man.
Yeah,
The wind bike
just the
just
hover bike.
breaks
Yeah,
the
just
game. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Or
I feel like that. I mean, it was a lot of fun to like mess around with, but it also kind of made you a little bit too powerful.
yeah.
So I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like it
fair.
did lose a little bit of its traditional puzzle solving, but still a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
It's interesting when talking about Tears of the Kingdom because it's like when I play it as a content creator, I'm like, man, I wish there was just like free building that was a little bit easier to do because it can be very restrictive and finicky, right? Um, but at the same time, you can do really cool stuff that just makes you way OP. So it's like I want more freedom, but I also would like to get a little more grounded too. I want both.
Yeah,
I think one thing they could do is what they do in some of the dungeons is just like remove your weapons and stuff.
yeah,
It'd be
yeah. Those are a lot
interesting.
of fun.
It'd be interesting if in the dungeons at least certain dungeons you lost your
Like
your
lose some of
abilities.
your ability. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Or you earned those throughout the game instead of just getting them all at once. Could be interesting to see how different the game would be. Say Ultra Hand is like the first dungeon instead of like getting that before getting off the Sky Island. Then we're talking like Skyrim. Hey, you're finally awake. You have nothing, and you'll just build up your skills over time. I don't know.
I
I
mean
think
that's
they.
essentially Breath of the Wild.
I guess.
You just get all your goodies pretty quick on the plateau.
Yeah, but that's the same. That's the same for Tears of the Kingdom. That's what I'm saying. Is like if those things were like way sparsed out, like you,
Yeah,
it could be interesting, or if they reintroduce more RPG like elements with like uh skill trees that make certain abilities better, and you can go for different builds. Could be interesting. There is no build in Zelda,
yeah.
and there
You get your
hasn't been.
armor, which has some,
Yeah,
but very little.
I feel like in some ways Nintendo is held back by trying to make their games really accessible. And I don't mean that in like a I want to gatekeep and keep everybody out. But we'll take a different example. Ring Fit Adventure. It's an RPG. It's a very very watered down RPG. Like this could have
Well,
a
yeah,
lot
that's because
more.
people that you tend to work out usually aren't the brightest.
Okay. All right.
Just
um
speaking as from Nintendo's point of view,
it it could be very fine
I would
tuned
say.
to like this attack does this. I'm thinking like there's the different poses and different attack types that you can do. Man, now this example is not working at all. What I am ultimately getting at here is that Zelda is not a like gamer's game. It is, but it also is trying to appeal to a wider audience. Not not the same audience as say like Baldur's Gate 3. Like Baldur's Gate 3, you very much can play a very unique and different play style, but it is much more complicated. It is not a game that like my son would be able to play and understand at the level that he can play Zelda. So I feel like Nintendo's philosophy of trying to be very accessible to a wide range of skill base, um, it ends up it ends up with this like it's dumbed down for everyone because we have to reach the lowest denominator. I'm not trying to say people are stupid.
It sounds like you're saying people are stupid.
No, just that like they're trying to make the games more accessible to people that aren't like hardcore into gaming and into games where and I mean there's levels, right? Like I'm not out here pulling World of Warcraft Leroy Jenkins 33.3% chances, like doing where you have to have a degree to play the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think Nintendo tends to lean way in the let's make it easier for everyone than let's make it more complicated so that it can be more unique. And I think they're held back a little bit by that. Like they could do some interesting things with the mechanics and stuff, but they want to make it accessible and fun for all players immediately. I do feel like they took the feedback from all of the Zelda games where people are like, it's just really hard to get into. It's slow start. And they were like, here you go. Here's all of your arsenal immediately. Boom. That's what Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom do. They give you all of your powers and basically access to everything immediately. So there is no slow start in either of those games. But that also loses out on some of the surprise factor of getting unique items and making a specific build or route for your character. Still my favorite games of all time, so what am I doing here? I'm talking in circles. It's fun to talk about. All right. Well, anything else you want to add on Zelda Dungeons before we move to the last segment here?
Nope.
I'd love to hear from the audience out there. We'll probably ask this in the next week's. Last week we asked you what dungeon you like best. Sorry, I completely blanked on what I was trying to say there. What Zelda dungeon is your favorite, and what makes it unique, and why do you like it? That's next week's question, probably. Check Discord to know more. With that, Micah, I think we can move to the last segment. It's time for the PAL topic. Today's PAL topic, it's sound effects. We're playing a game. We're going to try and get as many sound effects guessed by the other player as possible. So this is a co-op team event. One of us will have a list of sound effects to make with our mouths to try and make, and the other will have to guess it, and we're trying to work together to get the most of these correct. How do we want to do this in a way that like there's some stakes? Maybe we only get one. Maybe we only get one official guess.
Oh yeah, probably.
Okay, you get one official guess. That doesn't mean you can't. Similar to chess, if you don't take your finger off of it, then you're good. So you can
It's
go
legit.
like, I think it's
You can
kind of
change.
sounds like this. Kind of sounds like this. You can talk out loud, but then one official guess. And Micah, you're starting us off. You said you have a list up.
I do technically have a list.
Did you use what did you use to get the list?
ChatGPT.
Okay. I will do the same once it's my turn.
Page
List
to make
of
a new page.
how many?
I just did 10, so I could choose and pick a little bit.
Okay. Let's go for all 10.
I don't want to do some of these.
Well, you're going to have to try. We got this, bro. I think we can do this. Both of us are Nintendo fans enough and can at least somewhat make sound effects. I think.
Yeah. Well,
should I generate a list and we can alternate?
Yeah, let's do that.
That spreads the embarrassment a little bit, I feel like. Okay. I need a list of 10. All right. All right. I wonder if we're going to have some overlap here.
Probably a little bit.
Okay.
I'm like looking up some of these sound effects. Make sure that is not how that sounds.
Okay, give me your first one.
Boing.
It might be the same first one that I have. Is it Mario's Jump? Official guess.
Yes. You mean the
that
classic
is not what it's
boing sound as Mario leaps into the air?
Are you looking at the same thing as me?
That's literally what
mine says. That is literally what mine says for number 1. The classic boing sound from Super Mario Bros. I'm going to try it. It doesn't sound like boing.
It kind of sounds like boing. I don't know if I would have got that.
All right. I will give you my first one then. That isn't Mario's Jump because that was my first one. Yeah.
Like, how specific do I have to be? Because Link makes that sound a lot. Rolling or swinging a sword, like a jump attack.
It's
maybe
not
a spin
specific.
attack.
It's not.
So it's just Link.
It's Link's Hiya attack shout. Yeah.
Nice. I wish I had Wind Waker's Link's meow as a distraction sound.
You can add it to the soundboard later.
Okay, I gotta look this one up to make sure I'm not mixing it up with a different one.
Okay.
Oh crap, I can't do that. In a very tone deaf way. Do 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 do.
do 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 do. It's like the most monotone I've ever heard those notes. But it's iconic enough to know it is solving a puzzle in Zelda.
Yep.
Sound that plays when you solve a puzzle in Zelda.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew this. I'm pretty sure I'm like slightly tone deaf.
I did not know that about you, but I've never really sang with you.
That's why, yeah, I don't sing.
All right.
Yoshi's tongue sound.
Yeah. Yes. We haven't missed one so far. We're doing pretty good.
I know if I get confused, I can just look at my list, and there's a pretty decent chance that it's also on yours. I gotta listen to this sound again. I forgot how long of a build-up this sound has. I'm just skipping to the end. You know, I'm gonna make this one extra monotone just to see how big of a fan you are.
Gosh.
Do 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 do.
I'm not that big of a fan, man. I'm not that big of a fan. Do 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 do.
I added an extra pause in there, and I don't know why. Do 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 do. Oh, you missed my great animation to help you.
Is that
first
getting an item?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
As, like,
Yeah,
the
okay,
build up, and then the last.
That first one that was so monotone that I would never have got that.
Do. I'm like, why? That's not even supposed to be there. Did you see me spin in my chair and then hold up a fake item?
Yeah, I did. I did see that. That's when I was like, okay, I think that's what this is.
Some of these are actually really hard. Like, I don't understand. Those are the easy ones, though.
This one's pretty easy.
Is that collecting a coin in Mario?
Yeah, it's a Mario coin.
I gotta look up a sound effect of this. I mean, first of all, there are actually so many
iconic sound effects.
Like, well, this is a very broad.
Oh my gosh, I'm definitely doing this one. It's one of the 10. I have no idea how I'll make this sound, but
okay, I'm gonna do this one.
Okay. You're really psyching yourself out here.
I don't understand. It's well. Let me listen to this one more time.
Okay.
I actually killed it. That was incredible. I did so good.
Was that? I don't. I'm not making my official guess here. It sounds like a really good Bowser impression. So that's what I'm hoping it is. Is it Bowser yelling? Is it like?
No.
It's not.
It was a Pokemon cry sound, specifically Abomasnow. And they're all like,
how would I have gotten that?
They're also like digital sounding, like
yeah,
like horrible low quality. Yeah, the sound quality just sounds.
But that was hard. That was hard. I had to guess a specific Pokemon cry.
No, all it said was just a Pokemon sound cry, but
that was a good
after Abomasnow.
Don't get me wrong. That was good. You did a great job. You nailed it. That is what it sounds like to me. But I just wasn't. My brain didn't go to Pokemon at all.
Yeah,
because that would be. That's a very specific. That is a very specific.
Can I just? Am I able to just share this so that everyone can know what I was trying to go for?
Yeah.
Let's see. Here it is.
You have to share screen.
I
can't hear anything.
Oh, you can't hear anything?
No, maybe I have to. Did you share with sound?
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Why would you share without sound? Okay, let's see. Present. Share screen. Oh yeah, look at that. Share tab or screen instead. Sure, I'll share this whole screen.
Okay.
Okay, interesting to know. Yeah, you have to share as a screen or tab.
Oh, I still can't hear anything.
What?
But I'll take your word for it. Hopefully everybody that's listening can hear it.
It was real good. I promise, baby.
Okay, here's my next one. This is going to be kind of hard.
Kirby's inhale sound. Official guess.
Yes! Do you have the same list as me?
I do. I was thinking real. Well, not the same. Yeah, your link one is actually not on mine. But I was thinking about that because I looked it up and it sounds actually insane. It doesn't sound like an actual inhale sound.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
like
that was
it's
that sounds better than Kirby's actual sound, the one I've looked up at least.
it's got kind of like a whistle, like
Yeah,
and
like a real
it's
high-pitched.
it's high pitched whistle and guttural and wind. It's like it's like three noises happening at the same time.
Like
That's why I went
layered.
with the
Yeah.
whistle.
Yeah, I was very impressed. That was good.
All right, sweet. What's the next one? Or I guess do
It
the
moved
sound.
on to its
Do the
you watched
roar.
the Kirby sound, and it moved on to 1 hour of a silence, occasionally broken up by random Kirby sounds. So I just randomly heard Kirby say hi all of a sudden. Do, 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 do. That's all I'm gonna do because you should know.
The superstar. It's the superstar
Yep.
theme. Starman.
The energetic tune that plays when Mario gets invincible.
Okay, we don't have the same list then.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna have to
that
look this
typing
sound
wasn't
up.
crazy loud. Oh yeah, I'm gonna struggle with this next one that I have.
Oh, it's gonna be really easy. Bom 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 bom.
Huh. I'm gonna do that again.
Yeah, let me listen to it again. I do it right.
Oh no.
Let me try it out.
I'm trying to remember specifically. I'm pretty sure that's just Metroid Prime when you collect some item or ability.
Yeah,
But
it's any
I can't
Metroid.
remember if there's
That's
like
the Metroid
specific.
item acquisition fanfare. That was good. Yeah.
I guess it's been the same thing. That's essentially like
It's
all
very
Metroid
orchestral. I don't know how to
Prime,
do
right?
that with my voice. Ba, 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 ba. Actually, that was way better than my other two attempts.
That was good.
I just had to listen to it a few times. What's next? What's next, Mike? I'm ready. I feel like we're cooking.
Know?
The only one I've missed is the Obama snow sound.
Well, you're gonna miss this one.
Okay.
Oh, actually, you'll miss these next two probably. Let me nailed it. Just pretend that goes on for much longer.
I hate to ask. Could you do it again? That was it was good, but I need more than that.
Nailed it. Actually, that was way worse sounding to me.
Are you an Animal Crossing villager?
Yes. That's pretty good. I'm surprised you got that. It's a straight gibberish sound.
Yeah. When you just came in and just went, it sounds like a freaking turkey. That's what I was like, is this a sound effect? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
What?
No, you. Muggles Moo. What sound effect am I making? Oh no, it's not as good as I think it is.
I feel like I'm so close. To knowing. Can you do it, but can you add a little jazz to it? Is that
I need to go a little bit faster.
Sounds? Not official.
That whistling help it?
feel like I'm going to feel dumb when I don't get this right.
Muggles Moo didn't get it either. It's so give me an official guess.
Yeah, I'll just go with Pikmin sounds, I guess.
It is the one-up mushroom. Collecting the one-up mushroom. Listen to it. I'm not doing it wrong. The one-up mushroom. An ad. This is a 2-second video.
Oh, I see. Wait, do yours again? Yeah. Okay, and then this. Uh-huh. Yeah. See, this has the official sound is a little more up and then down. There's a little. That's pretty decent, baby.
I don't feel like
It's just like it's a sound you don't make. You can't really fully make with your mouth.
right.
I feel like you also have a little bit of a pause in there that they don't have.
It's hard.
Yeah, a little more. It's like hard to do like straight, but yeah, it's a little more.
That's why I was trying to go
think,
faster. I was like, I think you'll get it if I'm going fast. Well, shoot. That's
yeah. I just didn't also just. It seems familiar, but that's not like quite how I remembered that sounding. Like even going back and listening to it.
This next one's gonna suck. I don't know if you're ever gonna get this next one. What else you got?
This is not a human mouth sound.
Maybe it's the same sound that I have coming up next.
This is gonna be so bad.
I love the go to the mic and then the pull back.
I'm. Pew. That at the end.
Pew. Is it Samus charging her beam attack?
It is indeed.
Oh, hey, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I have some very okay.
It's such a weird sound.
I don't know how I'm going to make this sound, but I'm gonna try because it's yeah. Okay.
What?
You need more guttural. All of these are one sound effect. It's not like all together.
Yeah.
That was it happening over and over again, which
Is this Link when he has full health sword beam attack?
No. This is embarrassing. This is a home run bat.
That's impossible.
How was I supposed to make that noise? What would you like? That's the best a human can do, I think.
I got it. I mean, it's a little more sudden, I guess. But like, yeah, yours has a little bit of a buildup,
and it's really high pitched.
Yeah, it's like a crazy high.
That's what I was doing at the beginning, where I was like,
yeah, there's no way I was doing that.
It's not.
There's no way to do that.
Oh man. Okay, well we've lost 3.
But for the Sammy's charge beam, how much did the pew help you?
The pew helped a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That was good. That was good. All right. How much more do you have? I have.
Just one.
Okay. Hey, that's Luigi humming the Luigi Mansion theme.
Yep. He has an interesting "yump" in there. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I have several left. So
Okay, the rest of mine are all repeats.
repeats. I've got some pretty easy ones, I think.
I feel like that could be any number of people.
Really?
I mean, it sounds like Wario to me. I feel like it could be Waluigi. It could theoretically even be a Thwomp. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna disappoint you here, probably. I'm gonna go with Wario.
That's what I was going for. That is what Waluigi sounds like. Waluigi is what he's like.
Well, that's his name. That's cheating.
His
That's
is
true. His is higher.
Wario's is very much like whoa, Wario. Oh yeah.
Which also sounds kind of similar to a Thwomp laughing, I've decided.
That's a
Hey,
thwomp.
that's really good. But don't they laugh at some point too? How crazy?
No, not that I
After they
remember.
smoosh you?
Okay. This one I need to look up what this sounds like.
That's so good, a Thwomp laugh.
That there's no way to. That's not unique at all.
What is this? Oh, look, I accidentally showed something on screen. I sent a link to a Thwomp laugh. If you want to hear it.
Okay.
I guess I could try sharing it just in case the audience can actually hear and you just can't. Oh yeah, I gotta check this little button. That's fun. Okay, present, share screen, entire screen, then click the thing, then that one. Okay.
Wait, the reason that sounds like that is that's just Wario's laugh slowed down.
Is it?
Yes. That's probably the exact sound bite because that's from Mario Kart 64. So they probably just took his and then just
So I'm a
down.
genius,
You
is
are.
what I'm hearing.
So great. Okay. I'm this is a meme. This isn't what it actually sounds like. Okay. Okay, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Here's an alternate. I feel like that was really good.
Okay, the first one was it without the you know.
Is that a blue shell?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Okay, and then the last one that I have.
Here's the alternate. Oh, that was good.
Well, it's kind of different in different games.
Yeah, because that's like the beeping to like really warn you's coming up.
This one here, this sound effect I'm not going to do. Well, I'll do it, but no points for because it's Captain Falcon's Falcon Punch. Falcon Punch. It's like that's.
Well, then you have to do
What are
the
you saying?
sound. You can throw like, show me your moves right beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay,
now here's my attempt at this.
I mean, that sounds kind of like a thwomp, but I'm gonna go with a Bowser.
Yeah, it comes full circle. That's my attempt at
Goodness,
Bowser.
that was your first guess.
And that's
The laugh
it.
is what really helped.
The Mario 64, the Bowser laugh. I can't make. Bowser has a very unique sound that he makes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insane. That's gonna do it. I think I've hit the end of my list. We missed what? 3, 4? I think we only missed 4. Did you out there listening get them all correct? Did you know? Let us know in the comments below. And Micah, let's close out here. Where can people find you and me on the interwebs?
At Nintendo Pals. Sometimes podcast at like YouTube or something. Patreon, maybe
Spotify,
sometimes.
Patreon.
Spotify.
Yes. All those things. And then if you want to find, I do content creation on the side as Andros1. That's gaming challenges, and shorts and different shorts like videos, short videos, gaming content, streams, all of that. Andros1 on all platforms. And then I guess we got to close out here with some wise words of wisdom from Micah.
Mm-hmm. Accept the pain, but don't accept that you deserve it.
Talk to you guys next week.